So hi everyone and welcome to the last video of the infrastructure and technology lecture. I have to say we came a long way. We came across many different topics. We were talking about different technical possibilities, different scenarios, and I really hope that there was something for every one of you. So we tried to cover different basic scenarios up to some advanced scenarios for those of you who maybe want to go one step further. And we've also covered different aspects like how to organize your screen, how to keep control of the lecture, how to set up your camera and audio equipment, and also we discussed some of the gimmicks that I find pretty useful. But I'm afraid this lecture was kind of nerdy, so it was really deep into technology, and I cannot close this lecture before giving a brief reflection on what all these technology aspects mean for online teachings and trainings. So first of all, let's reflect on the why. So the main thing which you're probably aware of is that our technology stack is the basis for transportation of content. So this is the layer that we use to transport what we want to say, to interact with the participants, and basically it's the basis for everything. That's the one thing. The second thing is that our technology stack also contributes to the relationship layer. As mentioned in the introduction, by showing that you're serious, showing that you're a professional, that you really care about your audience, this also gives them a certain feeling of confidence that they have chosen the right person to listen to. So this is an aspect which should not be neglected, that technology also contributes to the relation layer here in that case. And again, if you mess up with all that stuff, this also contributes to the relation layer, but probably not in the way that you want to. Yeah? So this is something important to keep in mind. The second aspect that I would like to reflect on here is the topic of noise. Maybe you remember the first lecture when we were talking about the models of communication, when we had the sender, the communication channel, and the receiver. And the communication channel is also affected by noise. And noise in that way can be complexity of the infrastructure, which distracts your audience from listening and learning. So the primary goal that we have here is we try to shift complexity from infrastructure from participant side to the trainer side, which really can help to reduce the felt noise on the participants side. For example, if you take care that everything is good visible to them, like not using small letters or stuff like that, this prevents that people need to go close to the screen, increase the screen. So it prevents distraction basically. Yeah, but bringing the complexity from the participant side to the teacher side, of course, requires you to manage your technology. So in that sense, we can say that mastering our technology stack basically is the craft of remote teaching and training. And in the same way as we have learned how to draw fancy flip charts, how to use our language, how to utilize different types of body language in on-site trainings, in the same way, I think it's necessary to also learn the basics of our remote training infrastructure, like all the tooling that we have seen during this lecture. And this already brings me to the next topic: how far shall we go? So in this lecture, I demonstrated you different concepts from a very basic scenario up to a very sophisticated scenario, which requires you to multitask in many ways and to make use of many, many different tools and gadgets. So there is no clear answer how far we shall go. I would rather say it depends on the scenario where you're teaching and training, and of course it also depends on your personal favor. Because I personally have to admit that in the end, I learned to have fun with that. During the last year, when I experienced all these things, it gave me a kind of flow, which I normally only experience when working on some software. When you take a look at your watch and you see, oh, it's 3 o'clock in the night, I didn't see the time passing. So hopefully you will also feel some fun here with working in remote scenarios, because basically, if it makes fun to you, it will give you some confidence. And if you're confident, that's the best starting point for giving a great training. The good news here, if you're not that much experienced, is that all these things that I did demonstrate you, it probably introduces some initial effort, but after practicing and learning, it will be straight for you to work with all these things. So I want to close this lecture with some general hints. So if you are starting with remote teaching and everything, and you're kind of scared for the technology, my suggestion is start with the basic scenario. Keep it small and improve it step by step. The thing is, it's better to have a limited technology stack that you can master and that gives you the certain level of confidence that we need, than of starting with the fully fledged technology stack, but then then running into troubles during the training. So that's the main suggestion. And I would like to add, even though you're experienced and if you master all these things, prepare for failure. So this technology that we've seen is, it comes with many side effects, and there is always a certain chance that things go wrong. So consider this in the beginning, just in the same way as you would consider any other issues during an on-site training. Consider issues with the technology, prepare a fallback scenario, and if things go wrong, stay calm, relax, take it with humor, and the audience probably will appreciate that you're open for that in that way. And finally, have fun with what you're doing, and remember, a comfortable trainer is the best starting point for a great training. So that's basically my final words for the technology and infrastructure lecture. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found some inspiration, maybe something you could also try. And see you in the next lecture, when we will consider in detail how to utilize drawing in the remote setup, for which purpose we could use which concepts. And yeah, let's see what we will discuss there. So see you in the next lecture, and don't forget to have fun with what you're doing. See you there.